Guys, in Sri Lanka, the people are literally picking up sticks and beating the crap out of their politicians for putting them in the situation they are today. If you don't know what's going on, that country doesn't have any more fuel to pay, to buy, to use. And that means that everyone can't use their cars, that machines that produce food or produce X, Y, Z because of power can't. There's not going to be electricity. And so what's happening is basically the IMF or the rich countries have put this country in a situation where they sucked up all their natural resources by enslaving them through debt that they knew they couldn't pay or manage. And with the corruption or without the corruption, these countries that indebted Sri Lanka knew what was going on. And this is the same exact thing that they do to all these, what AKA poorer countries. They say they're poorer countries, but they have all the natural resources. So what happens theoretically is that these countries that have all the natural resources like Latin America, Middle East, Africa, aka poorer countries like Venezuela, they happen to have all the commodities like the gold, the fuel, the wheat, etc. And so what the rich nations do is they get these people indebted, right, and suck up their harvest, suck up all their natural resources. And America is the the lead of the pack, right? Because we're the only country in the world that we can just print money from the printing press or a digital currency on a computer and exchange that for what should we call it? Real commodities, real resources in other countries, where every other country is not like that because they're not the world reserve currency. So we're in a situation that a lot of countries are hurting because of our policies. If it's foreign policies, if it's internal policies like printing so much money, like having so much debt, um, and our American policies have significant pain and suffering for other countries because they don't have the world reserve currency. So we can inflate um, inflation to other countries. We can print money and buy the natural resources and give these people fake money that it basically is inflating them. And so what's happening is we got these countries into debt. When I say we, I mean the IMF, these, the richer nations that happen to also be all white. Um, and I'm not trying to be racist, but that's the truth. What do you think the G7 is? It's mostly the richer nations are the whiter nations, like UK, France, Germany, etc. And you know they are basically sucking up, siphoning up all the natural resources from all these other countries, like the Africans, the Latin Americans, the Chinese, etc. And all these countries are basically working their butts off. They got to produce stuff, if it's from goods to services, and they just hand it to us, their commodities or their hard labor, and we give them some fake paper, and they take it. And now we're just abusing that power so much that we're printing so much fake paper that the paper that we give them is even less worthless than before, aka inflation, because we're printing out, and it has significant implications for so many people around the world because they have to actually suffer. Even though in America we have the world reserve currency, we're seeing people saying, "Oh, it's hard." Today I went to the store to get watermelon, and the watermelon, I'm not joking, guys, it was 14.99. And I was like, 14.99, that's pretty funny because I used to buy two watermelons for $5, guys. And today you can get the same watermelon for $14, guys. And I knew the manager there, and he said, "Yeah, there's something going on in Mexico. We're at the borders, which make produce a lot more expensive um, recently, and they fixed it. So it's going to be coming back down to like $10." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Still pretty expensive compared to what it used to be, like $2.50 for a watermelon, but same exact watermelon, not A1, $10 to $14. So this is America. In other countries, you know, they don't have that luxury of printing their own money. They have the world reserve currency because of the petrodollar, and so they have to actually make stuff, use resources, and trade that to get some of our fake dollars. And whatever they have is getting diluted because of our printing and stuff. So this is where we are today. And Sri Lanka is their people are paying major suffering. But I think next is going to be Europe, guys. Next is going to be Europe because what people don't understand in these richer nations is that money is a layer two. The layer one is the actual commodities. The layer one is the actual wheat, the actual watermelon, the actual banana. Those are things you can eat. You can't eat the layer two. The layer two is only a transactional paper, transactional material to store our life energy, to transact, to get the commodities, okay? Because we can't live on the layer two. Okay, layer two wouldn't even exist if there's not a layer one. And layer one is the actual goods, the oil, the natural resources like the banana, the labors, all that stuff. And these countries have it all. And who's going to pay the most? Americans, ladies and gentlemen, because when the petrodollar, you know, goes up in smoke, like is evaporating right now as fast as possible, uh, then me and you are going to pay the most price because we live here. Because we're not going to be able to print our money. We actually have to get our butts and go actually produce stuff and be competitive and have reliable stuff. And and because we have the world reserve currency, we're able to raise all this capital. All these countries want to buy our bonds, etc. But eventually, it's not going to be like that because we have so much debt. We don't produce stuff. Everyone else produces the stuff for us, uh, outsourcing as they call it. And they have the factories. We just have the printing press, and that's problem because when the printing press people don't want to accept that printing press anymore. We don't have the commodities because we've been, for example, like track. They don't make bikes in America. They make it in Taiwan. Okay, so they don't have anything. They're just an idea. They're just a middleman. They're just sticking their stickers on stuff. I'm not picking on them. There's all these other companies here. Okay, the one time they used to make the shoes here, they don't make it anymore. One time they used to make the bicycles here, they don't do it anymore. Okay, so we're the ones that are going to pay the most price because we don't have the factories to make it. Now we can say we can create it and this, and that's true, but that's going to take time, right? We didn't outsource everything in one day. It took many years, so it will take time. Meanwhile, me and you are going to suffer because there's going to be shortages of food. There's going to be shortages of everything you can imagine, and prices of things are just getting more and more expensive. And this is the new reality, ladies and gentlemen. The new reality is go back and look at the Great Depression. You can kind of get an idea of what's coming. Thank you for watching. But that also doesn't mean there's not opportunities. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, but a lot of pain. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click the like button. Always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined, Romy.